am 303. I hope you enjoy this video. Warning, don't try anything I do without taking proper precautions. Protect your skin, eyes, and lungs. Hey 3, why'd you do a can melting video? That's not original. And you only did 27 cans. Other people are doing 500 or 1,000. What's the point of this? Why'd you do that? Aluminum is one of the 12 metals I wanted to focus on when starting this channel. Aluminum cans are a very popular way to get people their favorite beverages. But when you're done drinking them, you only have a few choices. You can do the responsible thing and put them in the recycling bin. Or you could do the irresponsible thing and litter. Or you can do the fun thing and melt them. Hey, wait, 3. What about taking them to the scrapyard? What about selling them for that money? Why don't we just sell cans and be rich and forget about all this other work? Scrapping is actually hard work, and right now aluminum is worth $1 or $2 a pound. But scrapyards aren't paying $1 or $2 a pound for aluminum cans. The best you'll find is maybe 60 cents. Some scrapyards are as low as 20 cents a pound. Even if you go through the trouble of melting it down and pouring it into ingots, you'll still be lucky if you get more than 50 cents a pound. Some states in the United States, like California and Oregon, have a recycling program where they pay per can, but that has nothing to do with scrapping. That's actually a green state-sponsored program, and I'm not really sure about Oregon, but I know in California you have to pay the recycle value when you buy your beverage in an aluminum can or plastic bottle.
That's 4.6 pounds. So that's a little over a gallon, 4.6 pounds. And we'll drop that in there. And that weighs, let me get it in the sun so I can see it. That weighs 1.9 pounds.
Before my melt, the tank and the burner weighed 24.2 pounds. So after the melt, the following day, I got set up to weigh the tank and the burner again and came up with 23.3 pounds. So I used about 90% of 1 pound to do this melt. I could probably source my propane cheaper, but doing cylinder exchange, it cost about $1.70 a pound, and this melt cost me about $1.50. What I got out of the melt was 8.6 ounces, or a little bit over a half pound of arguably relatively pure aluminum. Aluminum's melting point of 1221 degrees Fahrenheit or 660 degrees Celsius makes it easy to achieve with propane or butane without the aid of oxygen or a super efficient system. The crucible is a really important part of the melting process. Crucibles are consumable. They're only good for so many melts. The larger one here I just use for the aluminum melt, and I use it exclusively for aluminum. I have others besides these two, but I wanted to compare the one that I use for copper alloys. This is used for brass and bronze. The higher temperature and longer durations cause it to get a lot more stressed out. When your crucible starts to look like that one, you need to start thinking about replacing it just to prevent an accident. Besides the half pound of aluminum, we're also left with the dross and the slag. The dross is what I skimmed off of the top of the crucible, and the slag was what was collected in the bottom, and that's almost a half a pound. This material contains aluminum oxide and the unvaporized paint and lacquer from the cans themselves. A small percentage of this is actually good, usable aluminum, but it needs to be broken apart and remelted to try to reclaim it. Anytime I plan on using aluminum and I want to use cans as the source, I always go through this step first. That way, I know what I'm working with and the stuff is removed on the first melt. So it took me some time and $1.50 worth of gas to make this. To me, it was worth it. I just feel like, hey, wait, 3, why don't you polish that thing up and make it look good, like the other guys do on their channels? What's up with that? Hey, I'm not the other guys. I'm 303. I really appreciate what the other guys do and enjoy watching their channels, but I'm not trying to make pretty bouillon bars and stack them. This is just one step in a process. I was gonna say something epic, and you made me lose my train of thought. This is one of the first castings that I ever did out of aluminum. I'm not really sure if it's a tiger or a leopard, but the jungle cat was too ugly to sell and too sentimental to remelt. Maybe in a future video, I'll try to do something with them and fix them up. This is one of my later castings that I made as a gift. This monarch caterpillar here is going to go cocoon soon. Then after he does, he'll stay in there for a little while, and then he'll come back and he'll be this beautiful monarch butterfly. So I like to think of these cans as like a caterpillar. This stage of their life is over, and now they're in a cocoon. Stay tuned to find out what the cocooned aluminum turns into. The end.